not joking. All my guys, them know me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new on this channel, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell so that whenever I post, you'll be the very first to find out. About a month ago, I came out here to tell you guys that the UK government proposed that they will be tightening the health and care worker visa, and I assured you guys that if any news comes up regarding this, that I will come here to talk about it. So guys, it's finally happening, unfortunately. Now, as at September 2023, the UK government rolled out 101,000 visas to both care workers and senior care workers, and at the same time 120,000 visas were granted to their dependents. Now you can see the ratio: a total of 101,000 health and care worker visa, and then 120,000 visas were granted to their dependents. So you can tell that the dependents actually had numbers the main applicants, and that is where the problem is coming from. UK government thinks that at this time it's best to reduce it, is best to cut down net migration so as to reduce the strain that is being put on the public services. And in that video, I mentioned that most times these people are not even entitled to public funds. I guess the services they are referring to is the NHS, the free education, the free school meals, school bus. But because even when it comes to housing, these people are not even entitled to council houses. Now, they stated at last month that from spring 2024 that they are going to cut down on net migration. They will start by stopping health and care worker visa holders to bring their dependents. And mind you, this month saw the end of students coming in with their dependents, and now they are focused on health and care worker visa holders. Now we're just going to go straight to what they said. Measures to transform the UK's legal migration system, bolster border security, and drive down unsustainable and unfair levels of migration will come into force within weeks, the Home Secretary has announced today. It comes after the Prime Minister and Home Secretary set out a major new package of reforms in December, delivering the biggest ever reduction in net migration and tackling exploitation across the immigration system. The robust changes which will curb abuse of the migration system and ensure those choosing to make UK their home can afford to do so will begin to come into effect as early as March, and will mean 300,000 people who came to the UK last year would now not be able to come. Now, they include reforms that will restrict care workers from being independent and require care providers to register with the Care Quality Commission, that's CQC, if they are sponsoring migrants, which will come into force on 11th of March 2024. Now, delaying of immigration rules, which will include the removal of the 20% going rate discount for occupations on the shortage occupation list on 14th of March, a new increase to the minimum salary required for those arriving on skilled worker visa from 26,200 to 38,700, increasing the minimum income requirement threshold in stages for family visas starting at 29,000 from 11th of April 2024. According to the current Home Secretary, he stated that net migration is too high, and at this point they want to bring it down to sustainable levels. And the first thing they want to do is to increase the minimum salary threshold from 26,200 to 38,700, and this kickstart in April. So from April 4th, the minimum salary is now 38,700, which of course, if we are being candid with ourselves, 95% of employers cannot afford to pay international care workers this, which we all know. And even if any company or any agency decides to pay this particular money, trust me, all eyes will be on that company, because how are you able to do this, if that makes sense? So you can tell that it looks like this is indeed the end. I mean, this has been going on for the past 2-3 years now, and a lot of people took advantage of this opportunity to migrate with their family. So I consider those people the lucky ones. And at the same time, a lot of abuse have been going on with this particular route. Now, this is what they have to say: it is a firm approach, but a fair one, and give those affected time to prepare whilst ensuring that migration comes down. British people want to see action, not words. We are delivering the change we promise and which they expect, lifting pressure on public services and protecting British workers with utmost urgency. Our comprehensive plan to tackle net migration will not only bring numbers down substantially, but also tackle the inherent unfairness of a system which, if left untouched, would reward employers seeking to recruit cheap labor from overseas at the expense of the British worker. Apparently, they are saying that since this route was introduced, a lot of employers have been recruiting overseas workers, have been investing in overseas workers instead of homegrown care workers. And you guys, you already know if this is actually true, because I mean, when you know that you're gonna make a lot of money from overseas care workers, I mean, we're talking about from 10,000 up, why would you now invest in care workers that are already here in the UK when you can make a whole lot of money from overseas care workers? It is really, it is sad, because this system has been abused. This is what the Minister of Social Worker has to say. We are grateful to overseas care workers, but I'm clear that immigration is not the long-term answer to our social care needs. That's why, alongside tightening visa rules, we are reforming social care careers to boost our homegrown care workforce. We have launched the first ever national career path for care workers, and a new qualification is on the way. These reforms, together with international recruitment under the new rules, will build on the progress made over the last year of lower staff turnover, fewer vacancies, and more people working in social care. Now, having listed everything, let's go over it one after the other. Now, number one, reforms that will restrict care workers from bringing dependents and require care providers to register with the Care Quality Commission if they are sponsoring migrants, which will come into force on March 11th. So for March 11th, in order for you to be able to recruit overseas carers, you must register with Care Quality Commission, that is CQC, and they have decided to put in place reforms that will restrict care workers from bringing dependents. So for March 11th, care workers may not be able to bring their dependents. So they haven't clearly stated the reforms, but definitely trust me to bring it to your notice as soon as everything is clearly spelled out. Now, the second is delaying of immigration rules, which will include the removal of the 20% going rate discount for occupations on the shortage occupation list on 14th of March. The current 20% going on rate for occupations on the shortage occupation list will now be removed, and it will be replaced with a new list which will come effect from early April, that's in spring. Now, remember that Migration Advisory Committee actually proposed the removal of this 20% going on rates for occupations in the shortage occupation list as of December, which of course was set out to be reviewed. I guess it has been reviewed, and now a new salary list will be rolled out in April, and new occupations will also be added to shortage occupation list. Now let's go to this to stop employers from bringing cheap labor, because we all know what's going on. You bring in someone, you state it categorically on this person serious that this is the amount you pay the person. When the person comes, especially this domiciliary care, you see them work like maybe more than 12 hours or sometimes 15 hours, 14 hours in a day, and then you pay them for 7 hours. It's crazy. And sometimes you even underpay them. You don't even pay them the exact amount. Okay, you've told them that 7 hours or 6 hours is what you pay them for their 14-hour shift, and then when it's even time to pay, you don't pay them the right amount of money, and you silence them, you haunt them, you bully them into not speaking up, you threaten them, because they know that if they speak up, then they will have to go back to their home country. So in a nutshell, I don't care if you come for me in the comment section, but if we are being very honest to ourselves, it is actually time. It is time. Increasing the minimum income requirement threshold in stages for family visas, starting at 29,000 from 11th of April. So the minimum income that you have to earn to be able to bring your family, if you're fully settled in the UK, this is not for people on tier 2 or tier 1. This is for people that are fully settled in the UK. For instance, people with ILRO, people with passport, people that are just fully settled that they want to bring their family to the UK. The minimum threshold now is 29,000. That's from 11th of April, so that they are 100% sure that you can be able to actually finance the people that you're bringing over. I've said this on this channel if you have your indefinite leave to remain, you are able to bring your parents to the UK. Though it's a long process, there are a lot of things you will prove, but then there's a possibility. I know people that have done it. Finally, from tomorrow, which is already today, because I'm sure you're watching this video today, 31st, the government is also enhancing how the UK does business with the rest of the world. Reforms to the visit visa will be implemented, expanding the permitted activities to make it easier to do business in the UK. These changes demonstrate the government's commitment to welcome those who are here to contribute their skills and talents to our society and economy. Those who come must be willing to contribute to the country. In keeping with this, those who use and benefit from public services such as the NHS should make a sufficient financial contribution towards the cost of those services. From 6th February, the IHS will be raised by 66% to 1,035. My God. The new rate reflects increases in healthcare expenditure and better reflects the NHS used by migrants who are provided with near comprehensive access to health services in return. So right now I am on gov.uk and this is the current IHS fee: £417 per year for a student or youth mobility visa or youth mobility scheme visa. For example, £940 for a 2-year visa, £417 per year for visa and immigration applicants who are under the age of 18 at time of application, £624 per year for all other visa and immigration applications. For example, £3,120 for a 5-year visa. And now it has risen by 66%, guys. So it has risen to £1,035. My goodness, that is a lot. It's safe to say that it is the end of net migration. Not totally end, but net migration has been curbed drastically, because now you've stopped students from beginning their dependent, and now these students, if they choose to come, they will now have to pay £1,035 for IHS, which is a lot of money. Now you've also gone ahead to stop health and care worker visas from bringing their dependents, and if anyone wants to come into the UK via this route, okay, since your family is not allowed to come, you want to come alone, now your employer must be willing to pay you £38,000 in a year. It's safe to say that they've put an end to student route and they've put an end to health and care worker visa route at this point. And with all these robust changes, this is the biggest ever cut in net migration, the biggest ever. So guys, what do you think about this information? Do you think it's their country at the end of the day, so they can do whatever they like they don't owe anybody any explanation, because at the end of the day they are trying to protect their country comes first? Or do you think they are just not being fair or being kind? What do you think? What do you think? Share with me, of course, in the comment section. So this brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.